Hey, this is Yulia and welcome to my channel. Here I talk all things Canada, learning languages, travel in the world. And today we'll be talking about quarantining in Canada. Who should quarantine? What can you do in these 2 weeks? Watch this video till the end and you'll know all the answers. And without further ado, let's get started. First things first. If you're flying from literally any country, you need to quarantine when you land in Canada. First 3 days should be spent in the designated hotel that you can book at least 2 weeks in advance. So you will spend 3 days in the hotel while waiting for your test results to come in. After that, you will proceed to your quarantining place and spend the rest of the time, meaning 11 more days, quarantining there. One important thing, you need to have a valid reason to come to Canada. Unfortunately, tourists cannot come to Canada, some workers cannot come to Canada, some students, Ontario is planning to ban international students. So first of all, check all the news before flying to Canada. Second of all, have all the paperwork ready. If you're a student and you come into Canada, you will need to have your acceptance letter as well as a COVID readiness plan from your college, from your university, meaning that the institution is ready to host you, that your class is gonna be here, there, blah, 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 the whole COVID plan. You can check that info on csc.gc.ca. There is a special page for that where you can go and check if your college or university has the COVID readiness plan. As I've mentioned before, you will need to quarantine for 14 days when coming to Canada, meaning you will spend 3 days in the hotel. You cannot skip this part. You will need to book a designated hotel and spend 3 days there, and the rest of the time you can spend in another hotel, in Airbnb. Unfortunately, you cannot quarantine in a place with other people. So let's say you are planning to rent a room with 5 other people. Unfortunately, you cannot do that. You will need to be alone in this place of quarantining. This way, even if you have COVID, it won't, transfer to other people. Also, when coming to Canada, you will need to prove that you have a place to stay for these 2 weeks. Also, that you have money to, sustain yourself. But also, you'll need to prove that you have food, or at least you have like a valid card so you can order food online, on Uber, stuff like that. But Yulia, you just mentioned that we'll need to prove somehow that we will be able to eat when we are in Canada. Well, my first tip here will be get some bars, like protein bars, like energy bars. At least you'll have some kind of food with you. Second of all, get a credit card, get a debit card in your country if for some reason you don't have those. This way, you will be able to order food from groceries. So let's say if you come into Montreal, here we have Metro, we have Provigo, we have IGA. You can also order food from platforms like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Skip the Dishes, so you can kind of explore the restaurant scene here in Montreal, here in Canada. If you have any friends or relatives or people you know in Canada, you can ask them to bring you food and then you'll pay them back. Also, it would be a good idea to bring some cash in case you order something and then you want to pay cash. It's not super popular here in Canada. People use cards or apps. So I'm not sure if you're going to be using cash, but you can add your cards to the phone. So you can use Apple Pay, Google Pay, whatever Pay, and then just use your phone to pay for your transactions. Okay, you kind of got an idea of where to live, what to eat, but what should you do in your first 2 weeks? First of all, you can watch my video about the first week in Canada. It might be helpful. Second of all, you can apply for your social insurance number so you can start working as soon as your quarantine is over. It doesn't matter if you're gonna work from day 1 or from day, 21. It is nice to have a social insurance number in case you decide to, work for Uber Eats, stuff like that. Second of all, check all your classes, all your schedules, so you can kind of enroll in some classes. In my college, I had to pick a class between, let's say, wedding events and sporting events. So I had to enroll in one of those. If you have classes like that, make sure you register for them and then check your schedule. Another good idea would be to look for apartments. If you haven't found a place to stay yet, you can always go to Kijiji, Facebook groups. I have a separate video on looking for apartments. But still, you can find a place to live while staying at home, staying in quarantine. After your 2 weeks are done, you can go and visit these places and then sign a lease or sign a sublet. Also, if you just came to Canada, you can spend some days just resting, getting some sleep, because sometimes flights can be super exhausting. You will need some me time. But also, you can just spend a day in bed watching Netflix. You can kind of practice your English and enjoy your time in bed, because what else are you gonna do at home for 2 weeks, right? If you're coming for online classes, then you can start your school right away. But if you're coming for offline classes, most likely your visa will start 2-3 weeks before the classes. So my school started in January and I think I got my visa like in December. So theoretically I could have come mid-December and then in 2-3 weeks start my school. If it's your case, then it is awesome. You can come, quarantine for 2 weeks and then start school with everyone else. You won't need to come, September 1st and then spend 2 weeks at home and then kind of like go to class. Come 2-3 weeks in advance. Yes, you will spend some money on Airbnbs, on hotels, but at least you will start your school with everyone else. And let's talk about fines, the most fun part in this whole situation. So for violating your quarantine, like your plan, you said you'll be staying at this Airbnb, but then the police comes and you're not there. What's gonna happen? First of all, you can get a fine up to 750,000 Canadian dollars, and it might lead to 6 months in prison. And if you break these rules, these quarantine rules, and cause harm to other people, meaning transfer your disease to someone else, a fine up to $1 million, 3 years of prison, or both can wait for you. So if you come into Canada, please make sure you stay at home. You do not leave your place of quarantining for 2 weeks. I know it's hard to stay at home for that long. You're in a new country, you want to explore, you want to, enjoy your time here, but we all in this together. So just spend 2 weeks relaxing, watching TV, practicing the language, enrolling for classes, and then you will enjoy your time in Canada. And this is it for today. If the video was helpful, you can always support me and my channel by giving the thumbs up, subscribing to this channel so you do not miss any new videos, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!